My name is Scott. I'm a 62-year-old male. I've got a special needs son who's fairly high functioning. And I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been out here in Arizona since 1990. I love the heat. I'm still an elite marathoner. I competed at a high level. As I just shared with you, my son's special needs. I'm not going to criticize his mom. She's a good mom, but she's hyper protective. Our split was not amicable. She holds on to a lot of anger and resentment that unfortunately got in the way of me being able to spend time with my boy. And I've had to fight for years through the courts just to get limited access to him. And I'd finally had enough. I needed representation, somebody to help me. And so I sought out and found Tammy. All my contacts with Tammy have always been exceptional. She and I got along well, and I tried to prepare her for what she was going to experience. We went nowhere for months and months and months and months. Tammy, super professional, but I could sense even she was a little perplexed in her unwillingness to compromise. But that's what attorneys are for, and Tammy did a great job. She kept it simple. She didn't take the bait, which was huge, and she didn't get distracted. So she could keep me focused, because even as centered as I am, I can get a little off balance sometimes and lose perspective. And each time she would never promise anything, first of all, because attorneys can't do that, but she would always say, my experience is these things work out like this. And they would always work out like that. The burden of not having to deal with this anymore is an immense relief. It truly is. I couldn't have done it without her. I seriously could not have done this without her. Each time I came into this office, the gals at the front desk were kind, courteous. I was in and out anytime I needed to sign anything. Everybody was super efficient. Overall, it was an incredible experience. Unfortunately, this wasn't the first time I sought counsel. And in the past, those attorneys, in my opinion, lengthened the process. One thing about Tammy, I think maybe Genesis, Tammy did nothing to lengthen the process. She always wanted to bring this to a closure. All of the negotiations were in an attempt to bring this to closure. And for anybody who is in a situation where they feel they need help, trying to do this on one's own, seek representation. In my opinion, I've been at this since 2013. It's the only way to do it. I would absolutely recommend Genesis Legal Group to anybody who needs help in a family law situation. And I highly recommend Tammy. I know what my son's mother spent on attorneys, and I know what I spent, and it was a fraction. And we got to the same result. So if you want great legal advice and help and counsel at a fair rate, go with Genesis and Tammy, especially Tammy.